Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertanton.com, coming to you with your no-frills, the voice commentary from a singer. Oh, okay, I'm not doing that great, y'all, but I am here. It's the top 12. Shania Twain is the key advisor, and they put, for the first time, they put a fifth chair out for her to watch and comment on the performances. The public vote is in full effect, and the coaches no longer have a say in who stays and who goes. It's all in our hands, okay? So make sure that you vote and purchase those people that you really want to move forward. One person will be going home tomorrow. Carson also announced each of the 4 finalists will be doing an original song for the finale sponsored by Toyota. And that's the business, so let me tell you what happened. We started out with TeamAdam's Jesse Larson. He did Make You Feel My Love by Adele, and he dropped the guitar in rehearsal and was feeling a little vulnerable, I think. Shania said she died over his voice. She also gave him a little advice on getting vocally desperate. Adam told him to think of Donny Hathaway singing an Adele song. So on stage, he was standing a little stiff as he started out, but his voice was resonant with a high, nice ring to it. He had a really nice way of placing the sounds he wanted to get out of his voice, but I wasn't really feeling the lyrics until close to the end when he really started going for it vocally. He has such a great voice and had a little burp bleep somewhere before ending it out, but this sounded really excellent. Shania said he hit the peak at the right moment and called him a stunning vocalist. Then TeamAdam had Mark Isaiah perform One Dance by Drake, and Adam told him to simplify the song a lot and not to embellish as much. I asked Mark to do a ballad last week, and this was broken down a little bit, but not actually a ballad. His voice sounded syrupy sweet on these lyrics, but I actually wanted to hear something slower and more heartfelt with some actually really great lyrics, you know what I'm saying? They picked this up after the opening, added some real sleek pace, more like the original, and got him dancing a little bit before breaking it back down and picking it back up. I feel like he could have taken the movement further, like he was dancing a little bit and all that, but he seemed a little tentative. His voice sounded pretty decent, and he actually pulled off some big notes at the end that landed well. Shania said he has a natural star quality, and that's all the comments we got. TeamAlicia was up next with Stephanie Rice. She did White Flag by Dido, and in rehearsal, Alicia just wanted to add a certain type of guitar riff on the song. Had no notes for her for like the arrangement or anything like that. She arranged it herself, so she had a piano and guitar next to her during rehearsal, but she didn't use either of those for this performance. She was out there, just her and the mic stand. She just stood up there emoting those lyrics and drawing me into her performance. Small parts of it were so theatrical and others were more organic. I loved her look with the shimmer she had going on and how she was really working the crowd, sharing all the emotion. She held out that one note forever. But did she remind anybody else of Sarah Jessica Parker? I was looking at her at points when she was doing stuff and I was like, what the? Anyway, Shania said her emotion was pouring out of her and told her that her voice was crying, saying that she was very moved. And Gwen said her gift is being able to channel her inner pain, speaking of the tenderness in her voice. And if you like the tenderness in my voice, please make sure to thumb up the commentary and let me know that you are enjoying it. It also lets other people know that we are over here discussing the show. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your comments and thank you for your thumbs. Next, it was TeamGwen with Troy Ramey. He did Free Fallin' by Tom Petty, and Gwen was missing the melody in the song, and Shania counted out the timing to him, saying that he needed to follow the sing-along chorus of the song much closer. Troy is another one who really gets a lot of emotion into his face and vocal. I could feel him internalizing these lyrics and really telling the story. When he went softly into that first chorus, I was hooked, I'll tell you. Beautiful use of a light, airy head voice. He built this song very well and wailed away on the second time he hit the chorus. He was working hard on hitting that note, but he opened up and modified his vowel very well to get the right sound several times. I think he did like 4 times. Free falling, free falling. I was like, go ahead on. I love the grit that came out, and he knew that he killed it by that look he gave at the end. I think that's the first time he smiled on the show. And I was talking to somebody on Twitter, I wasn't mentioned real closely, and he said he didn't like it. And I asked why, and he said because he said fried falling. But that is a good thing when you need to get out them sometimes those really high notes, and you can't do like a closed vowel, free, free. He had to do the free falling to make it sail more, make it be more resonant in the room. And it worked. It really, really worked for him. I know some people are like kind of, I guess, kind of purists or something. something like that. But, you know, you have to do what you got to do with the voice in order to make things happen. You know, it's all about the sound for me. Shania said she was blown away and loved the subtleties in his voice and was captivated, calling him a true artist. Adam called it awesome and liked how he made it his own. TeamBlake was up next with Aliyah Moulden. She did Heatwave by Martha and the Vandellas. Shania was trying to get her to come off the mic stand while she was singing in rehearsal, and then told her that she was kind of over singing it in places. Shania also told her how she burns off some of her energy before a performance, and she said with a trampoline. I was like, okay. In performance, I love that drum starters they started out, and Aliyah's voice came in a little sharp but very present. She really has a great stage presence and just shines while performing. That breakdown was a nice change and gave her a chance to wail away on those notes. Even though she didn't get quite on top of that final note, she went a little flat. This was just an electric performance though, and the song fit her voice really well. She showed off her power and her spunk, and even when she had places where she might be a little sharp, she might have been a little flat, she really put this song over, and I enjoyed that. Shania said she's a professional the way she comes out and commands the stage and has such poise. Then we had TeamAlicia's Chris Blue. He did Love and Happiness by Al Green. Oh, love and happiness. Oh, come on, boy. Sing to me. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm a little excited. Shania said she loves it when someone speaks about the story of the song first, and Alicia wanted to explore more of his tender side, so they added something to the arrangement. He started out at the top of the steps with a tender opening and stomped the band in for the up-tempo. I loved how he was totally finding people to sing to in the audience, and him running down after coming off the steps had me laughing. Such a showman with intensity and humor, but always so vocally gifted. I felt like I was in church service at points, the way he stomped and squalled on the stage. Y'all church folks know what I'm talking about, right? I was just like, go ahead on, boy. I was typing away and getting chills the whole time. All 5 coaches stood for him. Shania told him that he can sing anything all day long. You can sing anything all day long for me too, brother. TeamBlake was up next with Duski. She did God, I Hope This Day Is Good by Womack. And Shania told her to be aware of not rushing. Oh, and at the end, her and Blake did some harmony with her on the song. I was riveted to this performance, let me tell you. She really knows how to tell a story and draws you into what she's doing. Her voice is also very pleasing. There's a slight twang and flutter in there, but almost not even noticeable. Sweet work on the background vocals too, guys. Lauren was just very sweet and pure and honest on this song. I enjoyed it so much, and I'm not a big country fan. I like some country songs, but I was really enjoying this. Shania said the song was perfect for her and said she had an honest spirit. Then we had TeamAdam's Lilli Passero. She did Man I Feel Like a Woman by Shania Twain, and she got coached via FaceTime, but didn't get to sing the song for the coaches. She wasn't feeling well, and I think she was in the hospital or something like that. Shania just told her to be sexy and sultry and not to oversing the verses. And I'm not feeling too well either, so I hope y'all realize that I'm still here for you. And I talked about this with Lilli. It's very professional. She looked sexy and was definitely bringing the sultry for this. Lots of sweet, sensual attitude. Her energy was really good, and she didn't change the song up much, but looked to be having fun on this. Though she was suffering through it, she gave a little brassy effect in her vocal at points. And I just really, if I didn't know that she wasn't sick, I would have felt like maybe something wasn't perfect in there, but that like she really brought it. She was very professional. Shania called it awesome and said she really does have the sass. Next we had TeamGwen with Brenly Brown. She did Long, Long Time by Ronstadt. And Gwen and Shania wanted her to do less with it and not to be too showy. And Shania told her to go more for the emotion. So Brennley started this out singing and sounded so much older than her 15 years. Sitting on the steps, she had such good control and a rich tone with beautiful emotion. There was a lot of vibrato on the held notes, but it seemed to me to work well on the song. And she worked the small dynamics well too. Sweet swells, and her low notes were so husky while she belted out the big high notes and kept them rounded and grounded. Another beautiful rendition from Brennley. All the lady coaches stood for her. The 2 guys didn't. I wonder why. Shania said her technique was amazing and the emotion came through, saying this is as good as it gets. Blake called the song choice a brilliant move. TeamBlake next had TSoul do Always on My Mind by Willie Nelson, and he played the piano during rehearsal. Like he started out like the little first part, he was playing the piano. Blake and Shania wanted more of a balance between the big notes and the vocal gymnastics. gymnastics. As TSoul started this out on stage, his voice broke, and I don't know if it was on purpose or not, you know, if it was intentional, but it drew me right into his performance, made me pay attention. I wasn't exactly comfortable with his tone in the early parts of the song, but he was singing this well. He seemed to be really struggling to get up on those high notes, and you can see that when people are doing all like this, trying to get up on those high notes, and you really should, because you're kind of cutting off your breath support, you know, and you're tightening your throat. So a lot of times, even when I'm singing, when I'm trying to really hit those high notes, I actually look down and try to trick my voice into going higher by you not stretching, but actually letting it release. And I saw a lot, he was doing a lot of this, and it really came off like a little bit of a strain to me. He did relax more when he unbuttoned his jacket, and his sound is generally so pleasing that this just threw me a little bit, y'all. I was perplexed. There was more struggle and less charisma than usual. It did seem like he was feeling the song. He had some emotion going there, but I was left perplexed. Shania said he's captivating and that he has a true soul and heart. Let me know down in the comments what you thought. How did it come across to you? Because I think different people are going to have very different perspective on how they felt about this performance and how it made them feel. Let me know how it made you feel down in the comments. Thanks a lot. TeamGwen was up next with Plake. He did Somebody That I Used to Know by Gotye. Personally, I thought this was an exciting song choice when I saw it because it has a lot of attitude and that hauntingness that Plake has in his vocals, that effect that he has naturally in his vocals. It sounded good in his voice and gave him some big notes along with working his vocal range. The dance feel of the arrangement gave it a lot of variation, so he had some dropouts and some beats and places where his voice was very exposed and other places where the beat was, he was really riding the beat with his vocals. I enjoyed it overall. Very cool feel. And in the Pimp spot, we had TeamAlicia with Vanessa Ferguson. She did A Song For You by Heatwave. And Alicia told her to really milk it and explore the rhythm. Shania told her to really think the lyrics and the audience would feel it. Now, of course, I love this song so much. I was nervous to hear her do it. That first riff down, though, I was like, okay, whatever. Go ahead and sing, girl. She really bit into those lyrics and owned the emotions and really played with the melody in some nice ways. I mean, there was one point where they went into this nice little blues effect that I was just like, okay, go ahead on. I wish she would have had some even bigger moments, though. I didn't really feel like there was a big wow moment, but a lot of nice little moments that were like, okay, all right, go ahead and sing that. I hope people realize and recognize that. She had me on the edge of those chills coming, but she just had a lot of restraint, and I was wanting more in a good way, though. She just left me like, ooh, I want to hear her sing some more of this. Ooh, I want to hear her take this here, take that there. You know, but she really, really worked this out. And that's it for the commentary. Oh, let me tell you, I am trying my best to get through this because I'm not feeling too good, y'all. I was dog sick yesterday and slept most of the day today. But tomorrow night, one person is going home. The Voice Save is back on Twitter. And G-Eazy is going to be a guest performance, and I think Adam and Blake will also be performing for the first time with their teams. Let me know what you thought down in the comments. I thank you so much for watching, and I thank you for your comments and your thumbs. I'm out.